Okay, so welcome back to the farm. Today I've got to go out and get some more zucchini out of the garden, but we're going to be pickling cucumbers. We've already gotten quite a few cucumbers, as you can see, so we're going to be pickling those today, but I've got to go out and finish in the yard doing some more stuff in the garden. Alright, so I'm out here in the garden and I'm heading toward the garden. We just got finished with a ride today. We did kind of a short ride today, and you can see that. Click on the link here, you can link to my other channel for those of you who don't follow me on both channels. But came home, mowed the lawn, took care of all that stuff, got everything done. We were going to get in the pool, and then it kind of got cloudy, and so good temperature to actually work in the garden. So I'm going to go over here and see what we need to do, see if there's anything we need to harvest, and then we'll get back inside and start making pickles. So probably some of the tomato plants, I'm going to look for, obviously, the green hornworm and get those off of there. We've had a cardinal that's been visiting every morning, a papa cardinal, and he comes out here and he sits on the cages, and I see him picking off the green hornworms, so that's good. Evidently that's their natural predator, is the cardinal. So it's been good to see him out here. Almost every morning I see him out here getting worms off the tomatoes, and it's done two things. It's helped him eat, and it's helped me so I don't have to get all the worms, because when I come out here they're gone. Some of these branches that just produce leaves, we want them to produce fruit, and so we'll trim off some of those. Tomatoes are doing okay this year. In the last couple of years, the tomatoes really took off and grew big. We've got two plants of our cherry tomatoes that are doing well this year. Some of the Romas are getting a black spot on the bottom of the tomatoes, so I can't remember the reason. Some say it's more water, too much water, or not enough water, because tomatoes can be finicky, but obviously tomatoes are a pretty forgiving plant because just about everybody grows them with ease. Now we'll get them to grow in the cage. I've got to hold them up better. Trimmed off a lot of the leaves, a lot of the little suckers that grow out where your main branches are. Like this one here is a sucker, and I want this to remain the branch, and this is just a leaf and a sucker, so I'm going to cut both of those off. And a leaf down here, cut that off, I don't need it. I don't want the plant to produce leaves, I want it to produce fruit. And then we found these.
Proving what bad gardeners we really are.
I don't know if those are baby squash bugs or what they are, but they're not going to stay out here. They'll be going in the trash. The corn is doing well. I'm not even worried about getting the weeds out because it's just doing so well. That's the first time I've ever grown corn. Oh, and for fun, we let these grow. We used to have a bird feeder here, and we let these grow. And I was going to get the weed eater out and cut them down one day, and she says, I think those are sunflowers. Would you let them grow? And so I did, and so it looks like this here might be the start of a sunflower. I don't know. I've never grown sunflowers before, but that looks like it might be one. So we haven't been out in the garden for just a couple of days. And I think I saw this one growing a few days ago, and I meant to come out and pick it, but when it was not as big as this one, it was probably as big as this one. And over the course of like just a couple of days, it's huge. This thing probably weighs 8-10 ounces. It's a big cucumber. The fun thing that we've had with cucumbers is trying to find them. You would think you could come out here and see a cucumber with no problem hanging on the branch. But it is amazing how when you start moving these, you have to move the leaves around before you can see them. And if you, for example, like this little one here, I'll leave this one for a few more days, but I'll come back out in a couple of days and these leaves will have moved and changed and stuff. We might not even see it. On the banana peppers, we have quite a few inside that I'll show you, but I've been picking them at about this, and I'm gonna let these go. They say that you can let them go all the way to red and they will get sweeter as you let them go. I have tried a couple inside that are on the green side. These are you see they're yellow, but they're still, I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but they have kind of a greenish tint to them. And when I tried them, they kind of tasted like grass to me.
You think everything tastes like grass.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, you'd chew on a piece of grass thinking it was cool, or you think you were a Huckleberry Finn or something, and that's the taste it had. It wasn't a sweet flavor. It wasn't it was a piece of plant. And so I'm gonna leave these on here. The banana peppers are doing really well, and so I'm gonna leave those on there and let them go to a bright yellow, and then I think I'm gonna let some of them even go red, and then we'll try them after that just to see. And then I'm gonna try pickling them, because I love the banana peppers, like at Subway and other places like that, the pickled banana peppers. I love them on sandwiches and burgers and stuff. So I'm gonna try and do some of my own. Jalapenos are coming in really good. Look at these.
Lots.
We got lots of jalapenos. So I'm guessing by the 4th of July, which is another week for us here, we're gonna be able to pop these open and stuff them with cream cheese and wrap them in bacon and have some jalapeno poppers. So we've got peppers all over, and that's good. We also got our second tomato. So we've got one inside, we got another one this side. These are cherry tomatoes, and they seem to be ripening up one at a time. As you can see, there are lots and lots of the cherry tomatoes that are coming in on big clusters. And
that's
so
how they
the
grow.
ones down near the bottom that were red and ripe on the vine. So the garden is doing really well. God's blessing the garden and growing fruit. Now somehow the devil got in here too and got some stuff planted, and we're harvesting okra. This don't do that. You're wasting film. Come on!
Here's the devil. You gotta do the talk like this, like the Blair Witch Project.
But I gotta have snot running out of my nose. The ELB wanted to have okra this year. She likes it. And by the way, she also uses it to make gumbo, and she uses it to make, what is that other stuff? Brownies and things like that. So she hides okra in food from us. But
In soups.
But to just have cut up okra fried, to me, this is like Brussels sprouts. It's a nasty vegetable. We're getting enough, really. Right now we've got 4. We've got 4 okra plants, and we're getting enough that basically we can cut these up and the ELB can have them fried or something like that. Anyway, she likes them. It was funny, we were standing out here a while ago after we ate lunch, and we were thinking, oh, it's not going to be hot enough to swim. But after the ride this morning, working in the garden and working in the yard today, and now the clouds are breaking up a little bit and it's getting toasty, might have to go get in the pool. Well, you got to bring the bucket. You didn't bring the bucket. That is a monster cucumber. It's cute. So forgot to mention we probably needed to pick some blueberries. Probably need to go pick some raspberries as well. When I was mowing today, there are raspberries all over that bush that probably need to be picked. But when we get out to the raspberry bush, we tend to pick them and eat them right away. And so very few of them make it into the house. So we're out here getting blueberries. And we have them covered up because not only do our cardinals like to get in our garden and get the green hornworms, they like to hop up on these bushes here and pick all the blueberries. And the chickens do too. We had the chickens out in the yard yesterday, and there was one chicken that was trying to climb the bush to get all the blueberries it could before we shoot it away. So we're going to pick these off and then we'll cover them back up.
They hide under those little leaves.
Okay, thank you. See, I'm good at making work for you.
Yes, very good. Very good at making work for me.
You like it.
I love it.
All right, so there you go. That's just a little update on the farm. Until next time, cheers.